Well, you're back, aren't you? But unironically, this new game looks like fun? Huh. Well, I guess it's worth talking about then. That's right, you heard it folks. Bubsy is back, and not only is he back with a collection of the first 4 games, which I don't think anyone really gives a shit about, but he's also back with an actual brand new game after 6 years. Huh. Honestly, I was expecting it to be a lot longer, but hey, he's back. Now, at first, I wasn't going to do, like, a video on Bubsy. Like, yeah, I knew that the collection was coming out, and yes, I do plan on buying it to make an ongoing random video on it. But I wasn't really going to make a video on his, like, 6 years, on Bubsy's comeback after 6 years, alright? I was, like, thinking of just waiting until the collection comes out, then I'll, like, make my video right then and there. But then Gamescom happened, and they had to show off something called Bubsy 4D. And I gotta say it, this game looks pretty good. Yeah, I know, right? A Bubsy game that actually looks pretty good. Now this is just a trailer, and there have been some video games that actually look fun from the trailer, but end up being pretty bad. I'm not gonna come up with examples because it's just personal opinion at the end of the day, but I think you guys can come up with some yourselves. Anyway though, the first thing I noticed was the way Bubsy's character was handled. So take a listen to these first few seconds. Bleh, I can't speak.
Yo! Remember me? Your old pal Bubsy? From all those classic games you loved.
Was it something I said? What could possibly go wrong?
Forget about that. Let's talk about the new one.
Notice how Bubsy himself doesn't really like to admit that he was in those old games. Notice how uncomfortable he sounds when he brings them up.
From all those classic games you loved.
Was it something I said? What could possibly go wrong?
He's basically that person who doesn't want to talk about his college years because of how embarrassing they were. That's what I'm getting here. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do like the way he's written here. Now, does he come across as a well-written character? I wouldn't go that far, but at the same time, I do think his chattiness so far, keep in mind the game isn't out yet, so for all I know, his chattiness could be just as annoying, if not more annoying than it was in the previous game, so who knows. But yeah, it looks like they toned his chattiness down. It looks like they're trying to go for a Bugs Bunny approach, which I honestly think fits way better. Because with the older games, it was clearly obvious that they were trying to make him a bit more like Sonic the Hedgehog, and yeah, understandably, it didn't work. It didn't work because because Accolade clearly didn't understand why people liked Sonic as a character in the first place. So yeah, but here it actually looks like they're genuinely trying to make him not like a great character, but a likable enough character. He's clearly got he's still a bit jokey like he is in the previous games, but he isn't sprouting one-liners every 5 minutes, and some of them actually make sense. Hell, he makes fun of himself and actually calls himself a straight up idiot at one point.
You know I've only got one brain cell, right? And it's working overtime on this baby.
And yeah, let's look at the gameplay. Now the gameplay here, it looks like they're trying to go full... It looks like the gameplay is inspired by Penny's Big Breakaway, but without the Yoda. Okay, when I say Penny's Big Breakaway, I don't really mean in terms of gameplay, but in terms of the way the worlds look, it looks like something out of Penny's Big Breakaway. And if you've seen, if you've seen my YouTube channel before, you know that I have already played that game quite a few times, and you already know that I love that game to pieces. So, yeah, taking inspiration from greatness, that's one thing. It looks like the game, it looks like a slower version, like, how do I put this? Like, it looks like a slower version of Sonic. Actually, no, scratch that. It's like, like, it kind of looks like they're trying to go, yeah, it looks like they're still going for, like, no, actually, scratch that. It looks like they're going for, like, Mario-like level design, but with Sonic-like abilities. And from the way it's been shown here, it looks like it's, like, being executed really well so far. Like, because Bubsy, because how do I put this? Because, like, yes, like, the abilities are clearly meant to be inspired by games like Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, he literally calls himself the Orange Blur. That's clearly a Sonic reference.
They call me the Orange Blur.
But the gameplay is clearly meant to be an homage to games like Mario Sunshine, Mario Odyssey, yeah, those games. I was going to say Mario Galaxy, but then again, we have not seen, like, a Planetoid-like gameplay here yet. Now, what's the plot of this game? Right now, it doesn't look like we have one. I've got, actually, wait, let me look at the trailer description here. Let me see. Join our old pal in a new platforming adventure as he pounces from planet to planet on the Woolly, taking on the Woolies is a deadly new foe, the B-bots. Alright, that's what we got for the plot, and it looks like it's going to be a simple plot, you know, just simple pick up to play type of game. And I know a lot of people are going to say that's not the most interesting story, but if there is one thing that I will give Bubsy credit for, is that Bubsy was clearly trying to focus more on gameplay than it was on story. Unless it's Bubsy 3D, which they weren't really focusing on anything at all. I feel so bad for the people that actually worked on that game, because I actually did look up its history, and oh boy, it just makes the final product even worse, and it just makes me sad. But yeah, so, you know, Bubsy has always been a franchise that's been focused more on gameplay than on story. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, the gameplay was never good to begin with, and you are definitely correct there. But, you know, I do like how this orange cat has not only been given another chance, even if he technically doesn't deserve it, but Atari went out of their way to make this game look good. Now, yes, for all I know, this game could still be god-awful. And yes, I am well aware that there are just going to be people that are just going to hate on this game because it's Bubsy. I know there are going to be people out there that are not going to give this game a chance because it's Bubsy. And don't get me wrong, I understand that. I think that is I understand why, you know, because this bobcat has 6 games under his belt, and all 6 of them are not that good. Like, yeah, Bubsy Pulse on Fire wasn't it. Like, yeah, Bubsy Pulse on Fire is the best out of the bunch, but then again, it's still not a good game. It's kind of boring, actually. But this looks genuinely fun. Now, when it comes to where this takes place, is this canon or is this a reboot? I want to say yes. Let me explain. If you guys have seen the new Naked Gun movie that came out this month, you know that movie movie is basically both a reboot and a sequel at the same time. Because yes, it is a reboot, but it's also based on a film trilogy that is based on a trilogy of parody movies, pretty much. And parody movies are known for breaking the fourth wall. So if you're going to do a reboot of a parody movie, it would make sense for the reboot to make references to the older films, because it can lead to more fourth wall jokes. So I think that's what's going on here, is that it's technically a reboot, but it's also a sequel at the same time. Because Bubsy's one of those characters that is aware that he's in a video game. And pretty much like a family-friendly version of Deadpool. Actually, I think Bubsy predates Deadpool. Hang on a second, let me look this up. When was Deadpool introduced? Okay, no, I'm wrong. Deadpool actually predates Bubsy by 2 years. Ha! Okay. Hey, take that, Cinema Sins. Unlike you lot, I actually do my fucking research. Sorry, before you ask, no, I don't hate Cinema Sins. I just felt like taking jabs at them because it's clearly obvious that they need to do their research, and I watched their Paddington in Peru video, and they just straight up admit that they don't want to do research, which, yeah, not gonna lie, that's not really a good idea. I get that not every, YouTuber's gonna do their research, but still. This is Bubsy we're talking about. We're talking about Bubsy. Now, will this game sell well? That is a really good question, and I want to say it will, but I highly doubt it if I'm gonna be completely honest. Because, this character is so infamous and so hated that I don't think people are gonna give this game a chance because of the character alone. Now, I will admit, I'm excited for it, and yes, I know that there are going to be some people that hate Bubsy that are willing to give this game a shot, but I know there are just going to be some people that don't care if the game looks fun or not. If it stars that orange cat, they're not going to fucking play it. Yeah, because they hate this bobcat with a burning passion. And, look, if you don't want to play the game, that's fine. You don't have to. Hell, you know what? You know what? You know what? If you don't want to play it, that's kind of a good thing. Because then you're kind of voting with your wallet here. Whether you want to play it or not is up to you. Play it if you want to, play if you want to, or don't play it if you don't. I don't care. And honestly, if you're gonna get pissed off at anyone that dares to give this game a chance because it's fucking Bubsy, I'm just gonna tell you right now, grow up, get a fucking life. You don't have to play this game if you don't want to. If you don't want to play this game because of its association with Bubsy, then fine, whatever. Fine, whatever. I don't care. But for the love of God, do not harass people or that want to play this game. And I know at the time of this recording, there have not been any reports of anyone being harassed as for being excited for this game, but it's the internet, and I know it's gonna happen. Like I said, Bubsy is one of the most hated video game characters of all time, if not the most hated. So, understandably, it makes sense that there are gonna just be some people that are genuinely excited for this game that I know are gonna end up being caught in the crossfire because there's gonna be some Bubsy haters that are just gonna try and tear this game down. Look, guys, if you don't want this game to succeed, here's an idea. Don't talk about it. Really, just don't talk about it. Just don't give it any attention, at all. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. If you don't want Bubsy 4D to succeed, then just don't talk about it. Don't make videos on it. Don't make videos on it. Just don't talk about it. Alright? I, on the other hand, do want this game to succeed because it does look like a fun game. And hey, look, it may have taken the fucker 7 tries, but if this game is good, it was worth those 7 tries, okay? It was worth it, alright? Now, would you excuse me? I got to prepare for the next video. Bye!